What's going on? Welcome back to another video. So in the last video you guys saw that I finally got a modern take on a radio for the Mazda RX-8. I finally have Android Auto, I have GPS, I have Bluetooth radio, I have USB, memory card, yada yada, the whole 9 yards. Basically anything that would come in a modern day car is now here in the RX-8. But with that being said, I am about to head over to Garage Guys Automotive in Sugar Land, Texas, to go ahead and, well, first get a state inspection done so I can go ahead and finally transfer the title of this RX-8 over into my name. And second, to solve that not overheating issue, because I'm currently not overheating, at least according to this gauge. I'm gonna go and solve this coolant leak that's happening in the reservoir, and since I'm already upgrading the reservoir to a Bennett billet aluminum one, I might as well just go ahead with a aluminum radiator as well. So I went ahead and purchased a Coil radiator. If you guys have been following my Instagram, you know all the parts I've been getting for this RX-8 lately. I got the radiator, I got the header, I got the intake, I got the R Magic spoiler, I got the Sabon carbon fiber side skirts. So I got a bunch of stuff for this car already. So anyways guys, let's head over to Garage Guys and get started on some work. All right guys, so here we are, Garage Guys Automotive. I got the car all racked up, gonna put in the air. So today we are going to be doing a few things. We're going to be taking care of a few basic maintenance right off the bat. If you guys remember, in my previous video, I did mention that my third to fourth gear does grind a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and try changing the transmission fluid. I got about 4 of these packs right here. Amsoil Server Gear 75W90, because it is GL5 rated. So we're going to be using that for the transmission and the rear diff. I have my header right here with the gaskets. This header is a specific one that I wanted because I am deleting the air pump. So this one doesn't have that weird crossbar going across it. But if you do decide to get one of those headers because you are keeping the air pump, or you don't want to deal with paying for a more expensive header without it, I'll leave links to a block off plate as well. Here are the metal gaskets. I have brand new radiator hoses right here for the upper and lower. These are the Continental brand. I got some new clamps. I got a brand new Denso compressor because my AC is kind of going weird. I have the 21485 AEM intake. This one is a C for that charcoal color piping. And of course I have the Coil radiator. Oh, actually, hold on. I got a couple more things. So basically what started this whole thing is basically this part right here was leaking. And I figured, you know what, let me make sure that this engine runs cool, because heat is like the rotary's #1 enemy. So not only am I doing that, I'm doing a radiator, and then I'm really only doing the intake because like this intake box apparently blocks a lot of air from actually escaping around the radiator. It just kind of keeps it in that area. So removing this helps the airflow come out a little bit more. Obviously, hood scoops would definitely help that out. I hear relocating the battery to get more airflow also helps out, but that's for another video. So I do have here a Bennett billet aluminum expansion tank, coolant reservoir, whatever you want to call it. So he does provide his own radiator cap. He does provide his own sensor. So hopefully no more low coolant light sensor. And then I figured while I was there, I go ahead and get his LS1 coil ignition upgrades. So I figured, not bad, because I did have a misfire, and more than likely it's because of a bad coil. So it does come with 4 LS coils, an adapter harness, and 4 spark plug wires. I believe they, let's see here, Taylor, whatever they are. I was under the impression they were NGK, but whatever. Those are there. I also bought the radiator from him as well. So yeah, guys, some basic maintenance upgrades and then some performance upgrades. And then I'm also going to be deleting this secondary air fuel pump, because now that I have the code deleted and I technically have a decat on this one is no longer needed. So let's go ahead and get the car in the air and start off with the transmission fluid. Ooh. This is not like black. It's not black. Damn, that's still. It's not how it's supposed to be. Oh, and now it's starting to come out a little clear. All right, let's hope this fixed my fourth gear grind. That rear diff fluid looks just as bad as the transmission. Somebody did not do their regular maintenance. Anyways, let's get this drained and filled up. Ooh, that is nasty. The transmission fluid and the rear diff fluid is done. I got fresh fluids in there. I went ahead and I took off the intake right here, the factory one. Once again, I'm not doing a DIY. There are plenty of videos out there on this, and I don't know how many DIY videos people are going to actually be searching for RX8, but I'm currently in the middle of swapping out my AC compressor. I figured, you know what, now is a good time to go ahead and also install the Bennett built LS coil pack. So I'm not sure if I had to or not, but I did mark these as 1, 2, 3, 4 in the order they go. So I'm going to go ahead and unplug those. I took the three 10 millimeter bolts holding down this coil pack assembly. I'm going to remove that and bring in the new one. All right, so I have the factory ignition coil setup pulled out. It looks like this one has been replaced already by the previous owner. All the other ones seem to be OEM. Now I keep getting a cylinder one misfire. I don't know how that works in a rotary, so I'm assuming this one is the one that's bad. But when I was unplugging it, the second one right here was actually kind of loose. So I don't know which one, if any, was causing the misfire, or if it was this more than likely Amazon ignition coil that was not good again. But anyways, this is the factory unit. This one is the Bennett built one. These have the the GM LS ignition coil upgrades. It already comes with plug and play connectors, so all you gotta do is plug it into the factory harnesses. There is, oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't even notice that before. There are heat sinks on these, so hopefully that can keep it kind of cool. And it does look like it just kind of uses the factory mounting points. There's two right there from those two, one back here from the one back there. The only thing that this one doesn't seem to come with is these brackets right there, so we're definitely going to find some way to reroute that harness, but not too big of a deal. These look phenomenal. I got these during a 4th of July sale, so I think it was like 300 bucks. I picked up this radiator during that same time for 300 bucks as well, and then I also picked up this expansion tank right here, which I showed you guys earlier. If I didn't, this is the expansion tank, which I'm replacing that with right there. So it comes with the radiator cap, a new fuel level sensor, and then, yeah, the little aluminum. So this one will not crack. So, all right, guys, let me go ahead and finish up the AC compressor first, and then I'll go ahead and put this one on. So, quick update. I have the new Denso AC compressor installed. I have the Bennett built LS ignition coil upgrade installed. What I really like about this kit is that it just uses the factory mounting points. So there's going to be one 10 millimeter back there and then two kind of down there. One thing I don't kind of like is that, well, I like and don't like, is that he gives you a lot of slack to make sure that these harnesses can plug into the factory connectors. But the problem is he gives you so much slack is that you really don't know what to do with all of these, or with this excess thing, short of just kind of like leave it tucked right there. And really no big deal, but with my OCD, it kind of bothers me. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and start taking apart the rest of the intake box. I'm going to go ahead and replace this. Oh, and then I'm going to have to take this ground, probably attach it right here to where it's connected to that ground. I don't want it just kind of like right there, but right here should be good enough because that is grounded to the chassis itself. So there you go. Oh, and then I got to go connect the new spark plug wires. But yeah, so far so good. Obviously with a car this old, 20 plus years old and almost 100,000 miles, this thing has a lot of hard bolts that are trying to break off. And yeah, anyways, let me go ahead and get back to this. It looks like it is time for the radiator to go in, so we're going to go ahead, unwrap it, get the fan shroud transferred over. It looks like the guy has changed this radiator and set up before. This thing was made in Taiwan, so this is already aftermarket. This radiator itself looks like it's from an automatic. I don't know from factory if they just all come with this and plug it up, but this one definitely is already plugged up. So all right, let's go ahead and transfer these fans over. All right, Joe here has the radiator hooked up. He's putting in the radiator hose right now. All we gotta do is just bolt it up to right here. You do have to transfer these little studs over from the original radiator, so it mounts up to this point. But once he gets that hose on, the Coil condenser is gonna go in next, and then we'll recharge and refill. All right, radiator's in, condenser's in, Bennett built overflow tank is in, Bennett built ignition coil's in, and AEM intake is in this one. A pain in the ass. So put the bumper back on, fill it with coolant, and recharge the AC. All right, guys, a quick update. I have the secondary air pump injection deleted because this is a decatted car. So obviously I just dehooked this from right there, unplugged it from right there, took off this mounting bracket, took out the mounting bracket from right there, and this just came right out. Then from underneath, I took off the fuel pump resistor, which I am going to mount right there. You do need that for the car to start. Ask me how I know. AEM intake is installed. This thing is kind of weird being in so many different pieces. So obviously you had this coupler, which did need to be stretched on to the throttle body. You have the MAF pipe itself where you hook up the MAF sensor. You have this weird, maybe like 5 to 6 inch pipe with 2 couplers. Each one of these couplers do have a mesh screen in there, something about, I don't know, making the airflow more smooth for this to read and not go all out of whack. You have a joint coupler right here with a smaller 3-inch pipe. I feel like this whole section could have been eliminated and just done one long pipe. I don't know if they did some sort of research where the mesh had to be right here. I don't know. Then you have the elbow pipe, which connects to the bend coupler, goes all the way down there. There is the air filter itself with the hydrophobic shield on top. We have the Bennett built overflow tank, so hopefully no more leaking, and hopefully the actual coolant level sensor is working now too, so I'm not constantly throwing a low coolant light. I have the Bennett built LS ignition coils in with the spark plug wires. Yeah, I may hold off on the header right now just because of how long we've been working on this car. So let me go ahead, flash a tune on there with the Versa tuner, and then let's see how it goes. All right, guys, so a quick update. We are going to end up putting on my header, so I'm just going to show you the one I got here. I believe it's like a BP performance or BP boosted, something like that. I'll recorrect myself with the picture online. But the reason I mainly went with this one is because it doesn't have that weird little, I guess, secondary pump pipe that would go across normally. So I really like this one right here. So now I don't have to worry about a delete kit, even though I had already bought the delete kit in preemptive strike. This one actually comes with an actual metal gasket. It doesn't come with those weird, like, it's not cardboard, but you guys know the one I'm talking about, the one with the little dimples inside that basically if you bend it, they're done. So nice collector forming in there. So yeah, Joe's taking off the old one right now, and then we're gonna slap the new one on, and then I will give you guys a sound clip. All right, so fun part, trying to snake the old header out. It came out a lot easier than I thought. Easy peasy, right? Somewhat. All right, so this is what I was talking about with the secondary air pump EGR delete. The header I have does not have this, so now I don't have to worry about the delete kit. But as I said, I bought it just in case, but oh well. It is what it is. So this thing, heavy, makes no power, no collector. So we'll see what a new header does. If I can get a couple horsepower, I'll be happy. All right, everyone, we have everything all said and done. I added these hood shocks off camera. I did the brake bleed off camera. I don't know if you remember in other videos, this one was looking pretty dirty. Nice fresh brake fluid. And the reason I did that was because this caliper right here was seized and this caliper right here was clogged. So I just went ahead, got new rotors. I got Brembo brake pads all around. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Front and rear, both are Brembos. They stop great, by the way. I have the NBP Performance or NB Boost, whatever header I got with the OE secondary airfare pump deleted already. Yeah, this has just kind of been a wild ride. Sorry, as mentioned, probably mentioned in the beginning of this video, this video is very sporadic, mainly because I've been doing it here during work. But anyways, yeah, this is the exhaust that I was talking about earlier in the video, where I guess it's just some eBay exhaust and it doesn't actually hang up on the flange itself. I don't know if I remember showing it, but if not, I'll go ahead and show it again. If you look back here, I don't know if you can see it, but they're not even on the hangers, mainly because it does not fit on the hangers. Right there, it's just kind of like hanging, because when I try to push it up, it hits the bottom of the subframe. So I don't even actually know if you heard me talking about that, but I am going to go ahead and get a new exhaust. But I think I'm going to end the video here. I'm going to give a quick rev sound clip with the new header and intake installed. And yeah, guys, until next time, later.